Good day. It's morning over here in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and it still is over in Florida too, where my friend Steve Hart is at. And is that proper, Grandma? Where Steve Hart is at? Grandma? I'm not even sure. So today we're going to talk about the use of QR codes and physical postcards. That's what we do. I got some samples here. Where the heck is it? Come on, I got one somewhere. So there's a QR code. You know what those things are. You've seen them before. This is for a company that I represent here in Minneapolis called Las Vegas Tonight. They do the casino games and things. And then this QR code will go directly to their website, and that's how I help promote them. And then we're going to be talking about that today for events and making magic your business and all that stuff. But I got to go get my friend Steve. Where is he? Steve-O. Oh, he's sleeping. Wake up.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is it showtime?
That happens. You ever do that for your show where you just sit in a chair and they open the curtains and you're taking a nap? That'd be kind of funny.
Let me tell you, I did do a show once where I was like the second act, and I was backstage behind the curtain, and the guy said, "I'll introduce you after I do this such and such a trick." Well, I'm waiting for him to do this trick, and he never did. So I couldn't hear what he was saying because I was backstage. There was no speakers. So
Right.
He was introducing me, and I didn't know. And so he pulls back the curtain. I'm just sitting there in a chair, and I said, "You didn't do the thing."
Oh, so it really happened. There we go.
Anyway,
I thought I was coming up with a creative bit, and you did it naturally. Seasoned professional. Just comes off natural.
I've been doing this for a long time, 30 plus years.
Makes you wonder, doesn't it?
Well, QR codes. Let me talk about this. Until I met you, I didn't know what a QR code was. I saw those little boogers different places, but I go, "What is that?" I didn't know how to use it. I didn't even know until you showed me a QR code that my camera or my cell phone would take a picture of that and boom, take me to a website. I had no idea.
Yeah, they're basically like barcodes kind of thing, and they've been around. People didn't really understand them because you used to have to download an app onto your phone to be able to read it, and people would go, "That's too much like work." And then when the pandemic hit, a lot of restaurants use those kind of menus where you just scan it, it's on your phone instead of giving a menu that might have germs on it.
Well, I did a little research and I found out QR codes have only been in existence about 5 years. So a lot of people still don't know what they are, like myself. But I'm 68 years old. I'm not with it,
Well, they've gotten popular. I read an article once where good old China, they did a thing with a bunch of drones that were synchronized in the QR code. And people could use their phone to take a picture in the sky.
That is unbelievable. That was unbelievable that they were able to do that. Yeah.
I used to joke that it would be good for an insurance company to use that on a bumper sticker. So when people try and scan it, they hit the car, and then you got to.
Actually, that's not a bad idea.
It's dangerous.
Well, let me talk about the advantages of using a QR code. As we're talking about our postcards, and here's mine, and here's my QR code over here.
Perfect.
And that QR code takes you to my video. I know that they get this postcard in the mail, but they're not going to book me just for the postcard. I know that they have to see me performing. Right. If I can get them to watch my video, I have a good chance of getting booked for the party or for whatever it is I'm promoting. So getting them to that video is the important part. Now I can put my websites on there. It's typed on there right there.
But then they got to type it.
They got to type it in. Whereas this, they hold their camera, like you said, and it goes straight to the video.
Yeah.
So the first thing you got to have is you have to have a website or a video with a video on it, or either your video on YouTube, because that QR code can go directly to your YouTube video. Is that right?
Yeah, whatever URL you put into it, or whatever.
Right. So The advantage is that it's instant, and if people know how to use it, it will work for you, and it has for me. It really has.
Well, it's like you said, you got your picture, and if you wanted, you could get elaborate and say, scan this QR for a welcome message from Stephen Hart. And then there could be another QR code on the other side that says, see Stephen Hart in performance, a video of your show. So then when they scan the welcome message, you can say, hi, this is Stephen Hart. I see you got my postcard. I really appreciate you coming to my, checking out my video.
There's my QR code for my video. Over here is a QR code on the other side to my website.
Exactly.
Yeah. See,
but so that's what I'm saying is
you're right. I use it in both.
For me, the marketing stuff, it's about the relationship. Do they trust you? Do they know you? Do they like you? And if you can do a video of yourself, like I said, and be right there, I just mailed this postcard out about 4 days ago and I see you got it. I appreciate you stopping by. So you're talking to them as a human instead of one of these crazy things where, hey, you can make $100,000 every month if you scan this. Be human.
Right.
But you can get creative with them. There was this was a thing where the QR code, and there was a sidewalk display where when people are walking their dog, it was a new dog food, and they would walk and they would scan this thing, and that would trigger the thing to drop some little doggy treats down the chute. So the doggy got a treat, and then you went to their website and you could fill it out and get, buy the dog food. So it's an ingenious way of using these QR codes if you do it right. Like if you wanted to do like a Magic Daily and Stephen Hart's Magic Daily, that way they hang on to the car. There's some longevity where they hang on to it because every day they could scan it and see the new daily update by Stephen Hart on your blog or whatever. Yeah. And you could do like tips on, don't give the kids cake before my show.
Yeah, right.
They'll get all wired up, and just give them all, helpful tips.
Right.
Because if you want,
but you and I know these postcards are really working for us. And then the QR code is just an add-on, but getting their attention and marketing yourself through the postcards, as you've been preaching, it's a tangible item. It's not just digital, and it's something that they can hang on to. And like you said, put it on the refrigerator or somewhere where they can use it in the future.
Right. Yeah. A click on Google lasts about a millisecond, whereas this, it's as long until they throw it out. And if you, like I said, if you create a value to it where they keep it and rescan it.
Well, this came to my mind. So you get this in the mail and you go, oh, that's interesting. And you start to throw it away and you go, but wait a second, I might need that later on. So you put it over here on the desk, or like you say, on the refrigerator somewhere for later on. But so that's the question: do I keep it, or do I toss this? Do I throw it away? And depending on what you put on here is going to make an impression of whether or not they're just going to toss it in the trash. Because I'll be honest with you, I get a lot of junk mail, and it immediately goes into the trash. I don't even look at it, But
I totally agree.
One thing about this is it's a postcard. They don't have to open it. And in the letter, anything that's in an envelope, sometimes they try to disguise an advertisement to look like a check.
Yeah.
In an envelope. But this is right there, open and available to them to look at, and they can decide right then whether or not this has any value to them. And I like that. It does make a difference. Plus, it's cheap to mail. Was it 43 cents now?
I did. You've seen this thing before, right?
Yeah, that's like a puzzle. Yeah.
Right. So it's a puzzle if they can actually cut it up and keep it in their wallet and carry it around. Anything that can get them to hang on to it or intrigue them a little bit. I did this real estate one that just got this wacky guy on there that all of a sudden it shocks him. And so you got to get creative with your postcard. And I think if you try and sell too hard, whether you got a QR code on there or not,
right.
You could do the mystery video or something with the QR code that every time you do a mailing, you're going to get this mystery video.
And let's talk about MailBox Power. They actually have a program on their website where you can do the layout of your postcard on there. They got the ones already pre-made, right?
Yeah.
And then they got your own. Now, see, all of mine, I did all this, but I did it right there on their website. You know, the lettering, the boxing, the photos dropped in. It's a tool that almost practically does it for me. The most difficult thing is what we talked about just a second ago, and that is, what are you going to put on there? Deciding what's going to go on the postcard that's going to make the difference. You know, what can you say that will draw their attention? And then the object is, like you said, this is how many once you get the postcard and you start reading it, how many seconds? Maybe less than a minute. It's going to take you less than a minute to go through this postcard, and then you decide whether or not you're going to go to the website, right?
Yeah.
But you type it in or use the QR code. So once they get to the website, then you maybe have 3 minutes. Well, first thing, it may be 30 seconds, depending on what your website looks like.
Yeah.
Because if they don't see what they're looking for, they're not gonna. They're gonna forget it. But if you hooked them in with something on your postcard that takes them to your website, and they see something there, more of what they're looking for, they're going to spend up to 3 minutes. And when you get that 3 minutes on your website, especially if they're going to watch your video, now you got a good chance of making the sale.
Yeah, like in the trade show world, they say you got about 7 seconds to attract attention at your booth because they're walking by. You got about 7 seconds, but
that's it. That's interesting.
yeah,
So,
it depends on what you put on the card. Like if you down in Florida, there it's hot. You could say, don't throw away this card because it works really good for keeping yourself cool in the summer.
Hey,
Anything.
actually, that's a funny idea. Here's in the heat of the August summer. Here's your fan. Don't throw this away.
Yeah, you could say, I want you to go to my fan, so I thought I'd send you this fan. Here's a video of how to use it.
There you go. We just got a new marketing idea.
Yeah. It could be a creative thing of how to use a fan.
You're my biggest fan, so I want you to keep this and fan yourself during the heat of August.
I was going to do that for, those ad specialties where they print your logo and stuff on it, and they got those little paddle fans.
Yeah.
I was going to do that for my shows.
Yeah, but these postcards, this is not flimsy material. They do a great job of picking, it's a cardstock, and it will fan you. And I can really appreciate what Mailbox Power has done. I really do.
I want big with the QR code here.
Whoa! What was that one?
Let's see. What was that one? I'm using it was about the Magic Marketing Tool.
Oh.
For the Synergy Collaborative. So it just says, go ahead, scan this QR code with your smartphone.
I'll say this too. You just said the word tool, and that's exactly what it is. If you're going to be able to work, you have to have the tools to do the work, and to get the work, you have to do the marketing. So this is a marketing tool that's extremely valuable, that works. That's the thing is, you and I have both tested this out, and I've gotten a lot of work for the amount of money I spent on mailing these out versus the work I've gotten. As a magician, I've booked almost 35 shows since I've been doing the postcards. Now, if you figure out how much I make per show, that's a lot of money.
When I do these mailings, I look at it as, first off, it's in the physical world. It'll stick around a lot longer than a click does. And I look at some of because I'm doing, paid advertising on Facebook and on Google and all that stuff too. And it's like 57 cents a click. That's just a click. Did they stay there very long? They might have just clicked it and zoomed right off.
Right.
Because this sticks around.
I've been there, done that.
And this costs 44 cents, the United States Postal Service.
And there's something in their hand. I'm stressed that again. They have to decide if they're going to throw it in the trash, if they're going to keep it. Now, maybe they put it on their desk and maybe it gets piled up under some other stuff, but it's still there. And eventually they may find it and say, oh yeah, I was going to call him,
Yeah, and it depends on the dollar value. If you charge like $500 for a show and you want to reduce it by $100 if they got a card, you can say this card is worth $100.
I just I realized my camera needs to be adjusted, doesn't it?
Well, I thought you were falling down your chair.
Yeah. I was going back to sleep.
Hey. So yeah, I'm a big advocate of postcards. I always kind of have been. I mean, granted, you can send a whole bunch of stuff out there and it'd be like crickets, but the reality is they got the information. So
Yes.
it's all
Yes.
about optimizing your message so that it's
Yeah.
appealing enough where they'll actually take action.
What I've done, Brad, is I've decided once I decide what goes on that postcard, I have to believe that information, those pictures, the QR code, everything is going to do the work for me.
Mhm.
Now, but I have to have the work done to back that up, which would be my website with more information that I can put on the postcard. The main thing is get them to my website. If I get them to my website, it's a plethora of things you can put on that website. But most importantly is your video for me.
And a picture's worth 1,000 words kind of thing. Like I got this with my trade show. This is a trade show I produce.
I love that picture.
There's a lot of people there, and like when you do your thing and you got the picture of all your senior citizens show, all the seniors are gathered around you and
Yeah.
everybody's smiling and you got the top hat.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
shows everybody's having a good time, and that's what an event planner wants to
Yeah.
know is, are my people enjoying this?
Yes. And that's true. That's one reason why I put like this picture here with the little girl I dressed up as a clown during the
Yeah.
show. I mean
That
that
was fun.
yeah, it is fun, and she was having fun, and people are drawn to pictures with people in them. Especially one like that.
I want to give a shout out to you for your other little project here, right here. For those that
Oh
don't know, the dollar store magictricks.com. That's something
yeah,
that Steve's got. So if you're
yeah.
interested
In fact, I'm eventually going to do a mailing just for that store. Um, you and I, that I purchased 500 um, addresses of parents who have children.
Mhm.
That's another thing we need to talk about. On Mailbox Power, they actually sell you can go there and buy a list and different topics and different geographical, demographic, all type of stuff. So I picked out 500 names and addresses of people who had children and lived within a certain mile radius of where I live. Now, that originally I bought that to promote my birthday parties, but I can also put my dollarstoремagictricks.com on that postcard and just sell magic tricks.
I just had another idea that would be applicable to that. What if you
What's that?
created like to get people to keep the cards, a collectibles, and you kind of like you buy that gum and it had all the baseball players and people collect the cards.
Yeah,
What if you create your own Stephen Hart collectibles?
that's a great idea. I got to think more about that. How can I?
A little picture of you in January or something, another one in February, and once a month you get the Steve Hart collectibles. Collect
Oh,
all
wait a
12.
second. It's not a centerfold.
Well, it could be.
What would you say? A picture for each month? I'm going.
Oh, you're thinking like a
Sorry,
Playboy calendar?
that's
or
where my
something?
mind went. uh, no, I like that idea. And you're right. At one time, I did. The Abbott's Magic Company put out a series of photograph cards, like baseball cards, and they were collectibles. And I collected all of them, but I sold the collection. I sold it, made money off of it.
You could do collect all 12 and say there's 12 cards in the Stephen Hart collectibles, and collect all 12 and get a free magic show. Now they're going to hang on to your card.
Now you got me thinking.
Well, my mind always goes crazy with ideas. It's a sin. It's a
But that's
curse.
that exercise is what makes a difference sometimes by being creative. You can use your creativity to your advantage as a tool to help make money. I mean, it will. Most people are afraid of trying something different. Not that there's nothing to be said about what you got there.
This is one I did for Popped Corn. That's a company that I represent. They're local here. They do the little
And
sweet
but
treats.
see, now you turned it into a coupon. Is that what it is? Bring this card.
Yeah, this is so that when they get this card and they think, okay, I'll take this with me. And then it says like a little peek behind the curtain, which suggests that they turn it over. And there's the good old QR code.
That's a great idea.
So you just got to throw stuff out there, and eventually it sticks. For 44 cents, it's pretty affordable, I think.
Okay, for 43 cents, you can throw stuff out there, but I'm going to be more particular. I'm really going to put some time into when I send out my postcards. I really want to make sure that's going to have an impact and help me get what I want. So I don't really feel like I'm just throwing it out there, but it's the best way to do it for the price for what you're getting. So.
Well, the way I look at it also is sometimes it's not a direct response kind of thing, that it's just a PR thing where that
Right.
goes and they look at it and they throw it in the garbage, it's in their head.
Right.
And now when they go to the grocery store and they see my card on the community bulletin board, they go, there's that Magic Brad guy again. What the hell's that? And then all of a sudden they see me at a networking event. You sound familiar. So it takes a long time to get through that thick skull of these prospective customers.
Well, that's one thing I learned many years ago. There is no one way to market yourself. It usually takes multiple ways of marketing before people starts clicking and they start remembering you. So the postcard is one of the tools I use among several others,
Mhm.
But right now, for me, it's the most effective one. It's gotten me the most work.
I think so. Again, I look at my statistics on my Facebook ads and how many people have viewed my posts and stuff, and it's pretty minimal in comparison. Whereas I think everybody, when they go to their mailbox, they go through it and they look at it to see if it's a bill or if it's important. So the view rate, I think, is much higher than people scrolling through TikTok.
Well, I told you I bought an ad in a local magazine for me as a magician, and I paid over $300 for that ad.
Mhm.
And because the way I actually put something in the ad so I would know if somebody called me as a result of the ad, and
Right.
I didn't get one call from the ad. Not one call from the ad. Now that
Yeah.
doesn't mean they didn't see it and
Yeah.
didn't have an impact, but I didn't get a booking. Whereas the postcards, I've gotten numerous bookings
Well,
for a
I'm an
lot less
advocate.
money. Yeah.
Okay, we've gone for 23 minutes here,
Oh wow.
Steve. So is there anything else you want to share to top
We
it
we,
off?
we, we get
Share your,
excited.
huh?
We get excited with we get excited because we're being successful. It's working.
Yes. I just thrive off of, like, I just sold a booth in my event expo. I wake up in the morning and I see money in the bank kind of thing. Results just jazzes me. It gives me incentive or
Yep,
inspiration to
you're
go
right.
again.
Yep, you're right.
So there you have it. Do you got something you want to share before I let you go back to the green room, take a nap?
I need to take a nap now. All
Okay.
right.
We're gonna let Steve go. Okay. Shh. Quiet. Let him sleep. Steve's gonna sleep. We'll talk to you guys later. Peace, love, and happiness. Enjoy the rest of your day. Be good. Be kind. Be nice. See you later.